Hello, my name is Bernadette. Welcome to my channel. And today is part 2 of my Life is Pain series. So if you haven't had the chance to watch the first part, have a look in my YouTube videos. Actually, I was talking in my last video about what pain means and that we can actually use pain or pain points as actually a guidance system, reference points that deliver, that provide us very substantial information about ourselves, and that actually the whole potential of our being lies in the information that lies in these pain points. I made a reference, actually I used an image of walking down a narrow lane, a path, and by not having the right posture, and bumping left and right into walls, and we hit our elbows, and so I made I used this image to visualize, to make it more understandable that we need actually pain to give us reference points, right? And that we can use these reference points. Oh, there is a bump in the road, or there is something I have to be aware of. Actually, it's an awareness point. I would like to switch the terminology. I would love to switch the word pain into something like an source of information, right? It shows you something. It's an awareness point, and there are different levels of awareness, right? There can be a noise, a little toot of something that shows you, hey, watch out, or there could be a little crash, an explosion, and it's a more intense way to be made aware of something. And of course, we try to go through life with less as possible unpleasant emotions and experiences, and who wants to feel hurt? Nobody. We want to go and flow through life and be in a constant pleasant flow state. So there is what I was referencing, what I was trying to put across, is that we change our inner perception of pain the moment we realize that this specific awareness or pain point is a source of information that leads us somewhere. We can actually appreciate it, and the moment we start to lose the resistance, maybe the pain will be a little bit diluted, and the information can get to us in a softer way. And this is a training. This is actually a training in our mind to perceive something. There goes my light. So I will not have such a pleasant face now. I hope the message is important. So please concentrate on my words and don't mind my face, because yeah, it's just my face. So the moment we try to actually perceive it as a signal of information, and we start to let more and more go of the resistance of something that is maybe not so comfortable or might be hurtful, we train our mind to be more receptive. And maybe longer down the road, no pun intended, we can train ourselves to be more and more receptive to the signals and achieve a way of floating through this more pleasantly. That would be a wonderful thing, to be less resistant to signals, to the points of awareness, to the flags that show up. And this is maybe a way, like I made a reference about bats who use the echo sonar system to fly through a dark area, right? If we train our senses and our way to reason and our way to process information, that would be called intelligence, right? This is how we can establish points of reference and connect dots. And this is actually something that is constantly growing. And now I want to come back to the actual principle of learning by itself. What does it mean to learn something? It means that you actually expand your focus, your perception of impressions, of information, of signals, and you're trying to make sense out of it. And so, because you got burned and you got hurt, maybe you have developed a certain resistance to learning. But there is something you have to consider in all of this. And this counts for every single living being on this planet. For every sentient being on this planet counts what I have to say right now. So when you were a toddler and you couldn't walk, you fell, right? You tried to do your first steps. You were maybe reaching out to a living room table, or you had the hand of your mom, and you tried with all your force to get up straight and to make your first steps. And in this process of you learning to walk, you fell. and you hit your knees and you fell down and you cried. And now my question to you, have you stopped trying to walk? Including the experience of pain, of hitting your knees, of crying, of having a temper tantrum because the pain is unbearable. Question to you, have you stopped trying to walk? I think you're pretty capable of walking today. There might be cases of handicaps, of you may be born with a handicap, so this image and this comparison I made here might count in someone who is born with a handicap. There is for sure another comparison I could use, right? You have learned to use another tool, or navigating your wheelchair, and you bumped into and you fell over with the wheelchair. So just bear with me. It's about the principle that pain is actually something that puts you, that calibrates you. It gives you an equilibrium. This is what we are all longing for, an equilibrium. And what these pain points and awareness points are very different, because you are born with a certain set of qualities. You had influences during your upbringing. There are different factors that make your arrangement, make you a personality, right? And so obviously it's different for each and every one of us. And that's the beautiful thing, because we can look over to the other person who manages and navigates a certain specific behavior, or navigates a specific part of their life with excellence, right? So of course it's different for everybody. But to expand, to find the equilibrium, we all have to reach over our status quo. Otherwise we would all be toddlers, right? We would all just not stand up straight and walk. So we all have to take this leap and calculate the fact that we might stumble, that we might get a scratch on our elbow, to find the new reference point, to have a clear vision of our surrounding and so of ourselves. To go deeper into this subject of what pain means for us, we have to understand that pain actually is the source of information to calibrate your way of navigating your qualities and integrating new information. The only thing you need, the only thing necessary, is your willingness to gather new information. And it's a perpetuum. It's a perpetuum mobile. It's always expanding. You're always expanding, even if you stagnate because it's uncomfortable, and it could be a point of awareness or a pain point, because you feel you stagnate, right? So that shows you something, that stagnation is not comfortable. So what I do about not stagnating anymore. So it goes on and on and on. There's a never ending question asked, and a never ending search of feeling this equilibrium and this calibration to your surrounding, to your set of influences, of your navigation through life. And there are parts of this lane, of this path you walk down, where it opens up and you run through the fields, and you just use this new integrated perception of absorbing information around you. It's like and like you smell, and you another sense you develop, the sense that includes all the senses. And this is your mind, and this is what you need to develop, to integrate information and to see that it's never stagnant. Even if you are if you're stagnant right now, it's never stagnant, because there's always a point of awareness. There's always a source of information. The more it hurts, the deeper you have to look at, and the clearer you will see that the point of pain, if you look at the other side of the spectrum of what hurts you, this is your focus point. This is where you have to focus. You suffering because you're poor, so you have to focus on abundance around you. Where can you see, feel, smell, experience abundance? You feel isolated, so your senses have to open up where you feel or could develop connection, or feeling, or having the experience of connection through diving into a subject, to diving into a connection with yourself, and so on and so on and so on. It's a beautiful ride. And once you hop, you make the leap of understanding, of grasping the concept that it's all a source of information laid out there for you. I wish you so much fun with this. I wish that you if you're really down the rabbit hole and you're hurting and you feel a lot of pain, I hope that you can make a step back and just dissociate from the feeling of pain, the excruciating pain, for 1 second and another second tomorrow, and look at the information and where it leads you. It's okay to feel the pain, but it's not good to dissolve in it, to dissolve only in the emotion. We are not just only emotion. We have a brain, we have all these senses that are here for us to bundle together to make us a laser stream of flesh, of a flash forward. I wish you fun with it. I wish for you to reach a point where you can have a little distance of only feeling emotion and to actually process it, to be a spy, an intelligence officer of your own life. This is what I wish for you. So please, if you feel my message is serving you, like, subscribe, share my videos if you want me to be your co-spy and gathering intelligence in your life to make you someone who is enjoying the ride and using it. Please contact me, fill out the contact form. I pinned it in the comments. Feel free to call. I will call you, give you a discovery call, and let's see what we can find out. So this was my message for today. Have a wonderful day. Enjoy it, whatever comes your way, whatever life wants to show you. Process it, categorize it, integrate it. Let's do this. See you soon. Bye bye.